Namaste, Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to MMK Eagle View. Today we are going to see a very interesting and a very humorous update about the Pakistani elections. So when we speak about Pakistan's democracy, this particular fruit will come into your mind. That's nothing but a banana. So let's see. We have spoken about Pakistani elections, how it is going to get orchestrated. So now we'll see the fine prints of this entire drama which has been orchestrated by the Pakistani army as such. So whenever we step into elections, we see it's a festival which is celebrated by most of the democratic nations. Look at India, there will be music, there will be, mame tutu between the political leaders, campaigning, old videos surfacing, and the candidates literally falling on people's feet, and people suddenly feel suddenly they feel that we are the VIPs of this country, though it's short-lived. So this is the phase, it's a festival which is beyond any caste, creed or religion. Everybody celebrates an election, especially countries like India, good democracies like Korea, Taiwan, America, the Western countries, they celebrate it in a big way. The leaders get trolled, there is a bullying in the cyber space, they're bullying in social media, families between they fight, somebody supports Modi, somebody is against Modi. This entire thing goes on, and then finally the opinion poll and the final results come in. Everybody sits with a high tempo, people celebrate with a glass of beer, they order food, and then the new government comes in. A few have a heartburn and many of them celebrate crackers, laddus and whatnot. Now look at Pakistan. The day prior to election, there were two major bomb blasts in Baluch region which killed 35 people and also more than 15 Pakistani soldiers got killed in action in that particular thing. There were more than hundreds of low intensity blasts. So when we call low intensity blast, one of my Pakistani friend who is a journalist said, "Sir, ye to hota rehta hai. Like one or two dies, we don't even consider it as an incident, or it's considered as a bomb blast." Whereas in Europe, if you see one bomb blast, one guy gets killed, the entire country comes into a state of emergency, and we see people and police and the forces running in the city here and there. But here it's a very new norm. One or two guys die. It's called a low intensity or low intensity blast. Nothing matters at all. And then there are hundreds of violent protests across the country, especially between the Tehreek-e-Insaf, the Pakistani Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTA), which is run by Imran Khan, and his supporters. Either they clash with police or the paramilitary forces, and sometimes they also clash with the army. So there is a brutal crackdown on PTA, there is no doubts about it. Now we saw the run up to the election, how interesting it is. And a week before election, PTA's chief Imran Khan and his third wife Bisri Begum, both were jailed. And they were jailed for some corruption charges. And the charge was both of them, the couple, have stolen those gifts which were received at the capacity as a Prime Minister of Pakistan. So when any Prime Minister goes to a different country, they give expensive gifts, maybe a sovereign or some sort of memento or some expensive gift, which ideally means it's been given to the PM's office of Pakistan, not to the person who is the PM at that particular moment. So Imran Khan and his wife chose to take away some nice gifts which was given by Arab world from some other countries. I don't know still how many countries give such expensive gifts to Pakistan, but whatever they got, they took it to their home, and later as it was found, Toshekana is a big scam, and then they said, okay, we taken it, we will pay for it, and some partly amount was paid back. This was taken up in a court of law, if at all it exists in Pakistan, and finally they both got convicted. I think 9 to 10 years of imprisonment. So the prime party, which is PTA, its leader is missing in this particular election, which was held on February 8, 2024. The party symbol is not given to PTA. PTA has not got a symbol. So the potential candidates who contested in PTA cannot have a common symbol. So they contested as an independent candidates with individual symbols, and one of it is a very funny story. You can see that photo where a Pakistani candidate of PTA, independent candidate of PTA, was given a symbol of Bengan, eggplant, and then this guy roams around with that eggplant all across his constituency to secure votes. Now the best thing is all TV channels, there should not be any power cut during the election results, because it's a one which every human being of the country, every citizen of the country would like to watch. Now Pakistan says that we have a different thought. We want to conserve our data. So there was complete internet shutdown in entire Pakistan during the poll day and also the poll counting day. Now, who conducts this election? As per the constitution of Pakistan, a ruling government or incumbent government cannot conduct an election. So incumbent government resigns, it dissolves the parliament, a caretaker government takes over, and then the caretaker government along with the election commission of Pakistan is supposed to conduct a fair and a free election, quote unquote fair and free. Now what is exactly happening is there is a new puppet Kakad who has been appointed as Prime Minister by the Pakistani army led by Asim Munir, and the election commission of Pakistan is also a second fiddle to the Pakistani army. So once this so-called fair and fair elections have been done, the ECP's chief would be given some sort of solace or some sort of incentive by the Pakistani army. So these three organizations came together and they contest an election. And Pakistani army says that we are not part of this election, we will just guard the polling booth. Can you imagine the state police, the state reserve police, and then you have the paramilitary forces, and above comes your army. Now, except few odd places in India where it is required, in those militant affected areas, we do have army's presence. I have done a poll duty myself way back in 2008. So you conduct elections with a minimal presence of thing, and that too army is not deployed in the vote booth. Army cannot even just be in the 300-meter radius of a poll booth. Here, the Pakistani army says that we are not political. We want to ensure fair and free elections. We just, we respect democracy. We love democracy. We will stand outside the polling booth. But the videos which are coming from Pakistan says the other way. You can have a look at this video, where a Pakistani police guys disguised in civil dresses and also in uniform, they kick out the PTI booth agent, the booth worker out of the polling booth. As per the rule of democracy, every party's agent, its representative, has to be present in the counting booth when the votes are counted. It's physically shown. That's how the ballot papers are shown. Now this has been violated. And then the next third phase of it is that, as a candidate you go and file nominations. There are two incidences where the candidate just 100 meters short of filing nomination in a given office, he's been bashed up, he's been kidnapped, and then the nomination date and time gets over, and then he rushes in, and then he's not able to file his nomination. There is one incident where they filled up a nomination form, and the form was rejected because the sign in which the candidate has signed, the pen with which the candidate has signed, differs from the ink which has been used to fill up the form. So these are the filthy reasons which and you have the classical video now, it's on your screen. See the pre-poll rigging, the voting sheet, the ballot papers are already voted, which means when you pick up a ballot paper, your voting is already done. All you can do is to roll up and put it inside the ballot box. So this is the classical example of how to conduct an elections the Pakistani army way. Now the heights of it is, Pakistani Prime Minister was interviewed by one of the Western media, where he said, we will try and not to block internet, we will try our best to keep the internet alive, but we can't guarantee it, keeping the security reasons of the country. And as a matter of fact, I cannot guarantee you a fair and a free election. Then why the hell are you even conducting this election? Just announce some whatever puppet Asim Munir wants and finish off the story and save on your expenses, because you're already begging. But Pakistan is a democratic country, it's a very socialistic country, forward-looking Islamic country. These guys are like, now the polling happens. Now look at those 4 provinces. Punjab province, people scores and people, 75% excess of polling, because people really wanted to change. They're frustrated with the current set of political masters and their army, bosses. Sindh also voted excessively. Boycott of elections was done by Balochistan. Balochis never want to be part of this banana republic. They never want to. I have interacted with few Balochis. They are people with high self-esteem. They are left-minded, progressive, but they left-minded. They don't want to be part of this Pakistani nonsense called election. They don't want to be even part of this electoral process, which is already rigged, and it's a complete madness. So they called for boycott of elections. So voting percentage in Baluchistan province is at an all-time lowest. Now look at KP, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, chunk of it, the Patani belt has been influenced by TTP. TTP believes in Sharia law, it doesn't believe in democracy, it clearly wants Sharia law. In fact, it has already implemented Sharia law in a lot of the border districts of Northwest Frontier province, so they also didn't participate. Now look at Gilgit-Baltistan. Again, there is a sizable amount of unrest. People don't want to be part of this nonsense. They don't want to be part of Pakistan. We have seen massive protest where scores and thousands of people came on street and started protesting against the Pakistani establishment. So this is basically a Punjab and Sindh election, which they call it as a Pakistani election. Now, ballot papers have been burnt. You can see that picture. You can see booth agents of PTA getting kicked out. You can see poll rigging. You can see army guys in Patani suit. They go started punching votes to whom they want. This entire setup is complete nonsense. Now comes the result phase. Now this is the peak of its comedy. In Nawaz Sharif constituency at 7:30 yesterday morning, when the initial phases of polling results came and flowed in, so he was actually trailing by almost 5,000 votes against this PTA candidate, right? Now, this particular poll result came out in a Pakistani media. You can see this on a picture. Now, the second thing which is very funny or very very funny incident is the Chief Election Commissioner of Pakistan, Sikandar Sultan Raja, after this result was published, was taken to an unknown location by Pakistani army. After he was taken away, exactly after 1.5 hours, Nawaz Sharif was leading with almost 1.7 lakh vote on his name. Can you believe this? Now, 1,71,024 vote from where? From 5,000 trailing. So this is like a sheer comedy. Now let's look at another this thing. The eligible votes, is 2,94,043, and the polled votes, like eligible, to put it simple, why should we even read the numbers? It's already on the screen. The eligible votes is lesser than the polled votes. So which this is a sheer comedy. It's with a written proof, which is right on your screen. See, let's see one thing here. Imran Khan still remains the most populous leader. Most of these votes have gone to Imran Khan. If this election would have been conducted in a decently fair way, Imran Khan would have won thumpingly. He may be a joker, there is no doubts about it. But the Pakistani people have very, very high hopes on this joker. He is supposed to deliver them the Naya Pakistan. He is the social media sensation. He is the messiah of Pakistan who will take Pakistani's GDP at a double-digit growth. They will repay all the loans and become the most powerful country in the world. Why bloody land up in moon? We will land up in Jupiter. So that's how these guys react in social media. But it is a completely rigged election with no scope of democracy. This is a classical example of a banana republic. How an election should not be done. How a democracy is being put under such a mockery. Their best masters, US itself, slammed the process of this election. They said, see, we are okay with whomever Pakistan wants to elect, but the way you have conducted this election is shameful. China, who doesn't believe in democracy, who keeps saying that communism is the only way to live in this world, they didn't comment much about it. But it's a complete entertainment, complete joke of this entire election. There's some agreement which has been done between Imran Khan and the army. Now this result has started coming up. The independents, basically the PTA candidates are leading, but somehow we can look at a coalition government headed by Nawaz Sharif coming in, which will completely work under the control of Pakistani army. So for those who want to see more videos related to Pakistan, especially about this election, please do subscribe to the Telegram channel of Asim, our best friend and our partner, who helps us with a lot of content, because most of these videos cannot be published in YouTube, but you will have a hearty laugh and you can actually enjoy the election process of Pakistan if you tune into the Telegram channel. You have a lot of unedited raw videos too. I leave it to your own discretion. Don't show it to your children. We will have a lot of fun. So this Banana Republic is heading nowhere. Thank you all. Jai Hind.